Doing some surgery today. I have opened up my Nord Electro for HP, my trusty sidekick for in-town gigs. Had a broken key a few weeks ago that went down during a gig. And upon further inspection, unfortunately, most of these keys on this particular board, if you look back there on the back pieces there where the weights are, the plastic casings, many of them are all cracked. Don't know what caused it. I'm pretty easy on gear. But anyways, my friends at Nord have come through for me with a new Keybed, and I'm going to attempt to do this myself. So, stay tuned. Okay, so I have placed the keyboard on a stand that has somewhat of a clear space underneath, and at the moment I am removing these rows of screws that are attached to the Keybed underneath, and I'm going to spare you the agony of watching screws being unscrewed, and I'll come back when they're all out, and then we'll take a look inside. Okay, so if you look at the new Keybed, we notice these two ribbon cables, and then this little part right here. Those appear to be the only three spots where things are connected electronically. So if we go to, excuse my bare feet there, if we go to this, I need to figure out, so I think we could pull these up from there and detach here, and then this guy should come up as well, and it should be the extent of it. So it's hard to do holding the phone, so we're gonna try to maneuver that and I'll get back with you. So these things pulled out really well. Super easy. You just gently lift them out of their socket there. My terminology is probably completely wrong, but this thing actually doesn't pull up. It does not pull up, it pulls out. So towards you if you're over here. All right. I have successfully removed the bad Keybed. Here we have the empty case. And we're about to put this guy in. Stay tuned. I noticed some of the styrofoam kind of gets stuck to some of the grease in here, so I'm just going to kind of get some pliers and try to fish those out. See, you don't want that in there. Okay, so I've lined this up like before, fished these ribbon cables underneath this little shield here, and we're going to eventually be able to seat those back in their correct places here, down in there. Before I do that, I'm going to screw all the screws in the bottom, make sure they all get put back in the right place, and it all lines up exactly right, and we'll go from there. So lots of screws down there, they're all in. We have to push this guy in, line it up. It just fits ever so snugly there. And we have this little ribbon cable going back here. It's really hard to do this when you're looking through the camera and not at the actual device. So this fits very snugly right there. And remember, it pushes in, not down. And to remove it, you pull out, not pull up. Here, the ribbon cables go back into their little sockets there. This one was kind of a pain to put in, but I found that if I straighten the cable out, and then just kind of wiggle it down. It finally seated. So that's good. To recap, I just got a toothpick, pulled out all the little particles of styrofoam packing that may have gotten stuck in the greasy areas here. Basically, when you open this thing up, it's a little daunting, but the thing that I discovered through this is that it's literally 3 connections right here, and then the screws, and that's it. It's probably easier to replace the entire key bed than it is to do just one key, and I'm glad that that's the route that I decided to go. It's a little bit more pricier, but in the long run, you get an extra full key bed, and mine was in rough shape anyways. So, all right, the final chapter. Key bed is in. It's nice and sturdy. All the keys are up, working correctly. We've threaded in the 3 small ribbon cables here and the connector here in the middle. 2 ribbon cables and the one in the middle, so 3 total. Put all the screws on the bottom. This is secure. There is another video that I put out a couple years ago when my first, I believe, plastic casing cracked, and I heard it moving around in there, so I had to open this. But there is a video, I believe a link to it, that tells you how to open up the case. And basically that just entails taking these screws out and then one washer, and taking out one bottom anchor screw that actually connects to this piece. And that's a pretty simple process. It's a flip top. But let's go ahead and see if everything turns on, which it should. There we go. Unfortunately, I don't have this hooked up to speakers, but I do have a set of headphones here. We can, yeah, the keyboard feels really good. So that's the deal. Thanks for watching. Sorry my video skills aren't as good as some of the other videos out there, but hopefully this gives you enough information to get through it if you're dealing with having to replace a keypad on a Nord Electro 4 HP. These are great organs and keyboards, great instruments. I've been very happy with it. Sometimes things happen and life goes on. You gotta get to the next gig. All right, carry on, friends.